Honest to God, I forgot how to do this. But hi, my name is V and I'm alive. Um, I'm back on the internet. This just feels so cringy. I don't know. I don't even know. The thing is, I've been just kind of at a midlife crisis. I've just been not doing good. I've just been feeling out of touch with reality. I've been feeling like not going onto the internet. I've been feeling like nothing I do really makes me happy. I've been working a lot and I've been doing nothing else other than working. So I've just been drained and tired, and I actually don't want to complain about all of these things. This is just this situation at hand, and in case anyone cares, this is what I've been up to. So if I ghosted anyone, sorry, it's nothing personal. I just got back in touch with a friend who was basically going through the same thing, having this kind of period in her life that for the past month or two she's been kind of isolating herself and not really being able to connect and socialize because she's been so drained. And it was so funny how she was telling me how she's been feeling, and I was like, girl, I feel you. That's literally the same I was going through. And I don't know why we get these periods, but every time I'm in it, I feel like I have to do something dramatic. I have to do like a complete 360 of my life to feel like I can be happy again, to feel like anything is worth it, because I just feel so hopeless. And generally, I consider myself a pretty hopeful person, if that's a word, because I think I can find hope in a lot of things because I easily romanticize a lot of things. But I think overstretching yourself and overworking yourself and people pleasing and not respecting your own boundaries and not listening to your body and neglecting your crafts, neglecting your hobbies that bring you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy, all that stuff, not seeing your family, not meeting your friends, not going out to new places, and only laying down and staying in your house when you don't have to be at work. That's not okay. And that's not, I don't even remember what was the beginning of my sentence, but that's not fun. Please don't do that. I'm trying not to do that, but I feel like it's so hard to, I mean, it's so easy to forget, so it's so hard to judge when it is your time to push through something and when it is your time to say, okay, this is too much for me, this is enough, I cannot do this for my own good. I'm going to say no, I'm going to step back, I'm going to take a little break. And that's so funny because I was just watching all these interviews with Alicia Liu, which was so inspiring, and just like everyone is talking about her on the internet and her mindset. And it's so funny how I'm literally taking a break right now, and I like decided to not push through and to kind of have a step back because I'm at my limits and stuff. Anyways, that was just an interesting coincidence I noticed in the moment. But also go watch interviews with her. She's really cool. And listening to her talk about figure skating for her and like that whole career and life was like, it literally brought me to tears. Watching her figure skate also brought me to tears. And I never watched figure skating before. So like I didn't know this is such a moving thing to watch. But yeah, I'm inspired by her and I think she's really cool. So what was my original point? I guess that it's hard to say when you have to push through and when you have to lay back, because some people, grinders, they preach that you have to suffer, you have to be able to overcome the stress and the heavy workload, and if you are truly into something, it's you will have to take these sacrifices in order to come out on the other side and be able to truly succeed, whatever that means, to reach your goal, to actualize whatever you want to achieve. And I just feel like sometimes you get so lost in the grind that you forget if this is actually something you chose, or this is something you just got so used to doing that you're used to grinding, and you're not even, like, you lost sight of your destination, you lost sight of your aim. And I think that's when you really have to question again if this is something worthy, if this is something worth pushing through or not. Because sometimes if it's truly a passion for you, if it's truly something that is going to get you closer to a goal that you want to be proud of achieving, that you want to look back at 10 years later and you're going to be like, yeah, this was something I really wanted to work for and I did, and I'm proud of it, then that is a good reason. That is something you have to make the sacrifice for. But if it's something that you're just doing for the sake of money or just for the sake of getting by, because this is just something that you need to do because you were put in this situation where you feel like you don't have a choice, but you actually just do it because you were just drifting. Why is my phone falling? Anyways, that's what I've been feeling. And like the job I have right now, which has been very heavy for me emotionally and physically, and like I love the people I work with and I don't want to be, causing trouble for anyone or things like that, but I just felt like this is too much for me. And for a while I was like, my people pleasing kicked in, and I was like, I have to push through because I have to not let these people down, because if I quit, this place is gonna blow up. Okay, no, that's completely not true. And I didn't quit, but I just decided to do part-time instead of full-time, which is not that big of a deal, and I could also do another job that gets me money, so it's literally not the end of the world. It's not even that big of a deal. I'm not even gonna remember this place in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. Like, I'm just a waitress. This is not a career for me. But because of my good heart and because I work with people I love, genuinely, they are so nice people, and I love being around them, and I love spending time with them, even if it's while we are working and we're dying because we're so busy. Because I'm generally just this kind of person that I can't not think about my teammates. I didn't even consider that this is an option. I felt like I just have to push through. I felt like I just have to keep going because I have no other choice. I have no other option to choose from. And then now it's been like so many days when I had a rest day, I wasn't working, and I was supposed to like meet my family, or I was supposed to meet friends, and I canceled because I was so drained that I could only just lay in bed, and I couldn't even clean my room for an entire day. And that's when I thought, like, I have all these passions, I have all these projects I've started that I haven't been going forward with because I'm literally trying to survive here, to grind my job that the only reason I'm doing is so that it gets me money. And I was like, okay, I can probably live off money. I can probably live off less money if I work part-time as well, or if it's not enough, I have savings, and then I can still look for another part-time job or anything else. So I was like, I'm just gonna do that, because for me, if I look at from my perspective and I consider only my things and not people pleasing and not helping others, I only think about, okay, what would I do for myself? What can I do for myself and for my health and for my happiness and for my passions, so that I don't keep being in this survival state? Then I just came to this very obvious conclusion that I need to work less. And it's that simple. You can just work less. Nobody's forcing you to work a job. What the hell? Yeah, I hate to be employed. I wish I was unemployed again, but I'm not that irresponsible, so I will be just less employed, because I think that's going to hopefully work out well, at least for a while. And I can understand why it's been a kind of trend, I think, for the past couple of years to be the unemployed friend and to be, you know, the person who only works like occasionally and not having a set place where you're like, okay, this is my job and I clock in and I clock out, and it's somewhere I go 5 times a week, and to rather have kind of these untraditional, unorthodox places of income where you have more freedom with your time, you have more freedom with where you're working from, you can work from home and stuff like that. And these are all really cool things. And I wish we had more of that. But it's also just this, and like being unemployed, it allows you to go on side quests, which is another trend, to go on side quests, which is just a way of calling the fun activities that you do in life. And I'm also happy to see that people are doing fun things in life and realizing that they don't have to just work and then go home, but they can go on side quests, and it doesn't have to take up your entire life to pursue something. You can just have it as a side quest because it's just a little thing you do, and then you move on to the next thing. And I think that's really fun. So I'm trying to get my spark back, I guess, and do my side quests. And I plan on vlogging that, hopefully, but don't quote me on that one. I've been off the internet, but I do feel like coming back on the internet because nothing is moving forward if I don't show myself to the world. And I don't know what I want to show of myself to the world yet, because I don't know what I do or what kind of valuable things I can add to society. But I am going to find out somehow, so I will just keep trying to do things and just put it on the internet, and hopefully something is going to happen out of it. I've been thinking a lot about kind of trying to conceptualize my style, and not just clothes wise, but like visually how I want people to perceive me. Not like, okay, that's a bad way of phrasing it, but kind of about like world building as an artist, to have a more clear vision about the kind of stuff I want to create and what I want this to make people feel, and what I want it to represent, what I want it to give to the people who consume it. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to think about this, but it's also like conceptualizing stuff too much is kind of stopping me from creation. And that's why I kind of sat down right now to make this video without any idea of what I'm going to say, to fight that and to step out of the idea board or the idea mapping part and just move on to the creation part, because it's so hard when you're overthinking the ideas and the planning and the structure and the conceptualizing everything, if this is making sense, blah, blah, blah. It's so hard to make the step to actually create the thing. And it's the thing I've been seeing on the internet, that first you can just create it and then you have to separate the editing from the creating part, because you can make it and then it's shit and it's a draft and you can just be like, yeah, this was just the first try, whatever, put it in the drawer, and then you have to edit it with a different mindset. So you basically have to kind of become two different people, to be the creator once and then to be the editor in the next moment. So you can approach it without stopping yourself from freely. My camera is really falling. I'm going to stop this right now because my mom is also calling. If you watch this, I love you. I love you, and I hope that life is good to you. And don't forget that you are capable of everything, and go fucking do shit. You can fucking do shit.